We are just 2 weeks away from sailing being added to OSRS as the first new skill. Now with today's update, they have already added everything from sailing into the game as a pre-release. This means that all of the new NPC and activities have already been added, but are not yet interactable in any way. So we can't actually train sailing yet, but we can however already check out all of the new parts of the game. And mainly, take a look at all of the new items that are being added to the collection log. And let me tell you already that there's a lot of new things to clog, because they added a whopping 82 slots on the collection log with this update. This video will focus on that, covering the new activities we'll be able to get log slots from, and not so much the general sailing things added in the game. While I'm not sure how all of these items can be obtained just yet, it's cool to see what's there and what we can work towards once the skill arrives. So let's dive in and take a look at all of the different things that are being added. Before the update, we were at 1609 total log slots to obtain, and while it only went up by 1 on the in-game interface for now, if we look into all of these separate log pages and add everything up, there are 82 new log slots to get, spread out across 10 different pages. First up in the boss section, there's the Shellbane Griffin, which is the only boss being added with sailing for now. The Shellbane Griffin is a low-level Slayer boss that requires level 51 Slayer and can only be killed while on a Griffin's Slayer task. From this boss, we'll be able to get 3 new log slots. First, there's the boss pet called Gull, which is one of the 2 new pets being added with the skill. It will also drop the Belle's Folly Tarnished, which is essentially a stab version of the zombie axe, so it might be a good alternative weapon in the mid-game at certain activities. The third item we can get here are Griffin Feathers. These feathers are used to charge the Horn of Plenty, which is another new log slot, but this one will only be dropped by the normal Griffins instead of the boss. The Horn of Plenty is an offhand item that provides an invisible boost to the hunter skill when equipped, and when charged it can be toggled for a 1 in 10 chance to double any hunter catch. Moving into the minigame section of the collection log, and there's only one new log page here, which is the Barracuda Trials. This will be the equivalent of Hallowed Sepulchre, but for sailing. So essentially it's different courses you have to traverse, dodging obstacles and catching speed boosts. And in total, there are 9 new items to obtain from this activity. And these are spread across 3 different courses, as we can see on the sailing skill guide. Assuming they are sorted per course tier, the Temper Tantrum at level 30 sailing will give us the Stormy Key, Barrel Stand, and Ralph's Fabric Roll. From the Jubbly Jive at level 55 sailing, we can get the Fetid Key, Captured Wind Mode, and Gertop's Fabric Roll. And finally at the Gwyneth Glide, which is 72 sailing, we can obtain the Serrated Key, the Heart of Ithel, and Gwyneth's Fabric Roll. All of the other collection log items are located in the other section. There are 11 different boat paints to get, which I assume are used to make your boat look cool as hell. We have Barracuda paint, Shark paint, Inky paint, Angler's paint, Salver's paint, and then there's Armadillion, Zamorakian, Gothixian, and Ceradominist paint. And finally, Merchant's paint and Sandy paint. Again, I have no idea how these will be obtained or what the result of using them will look like, but this sounds pretty exciting if it makes you flex some sort of achievement by painting your boat in a certain way. Next up, there are 10 lost schematics to obtain, which I'm assuming are required to unlock the creation of certain boat upgrades or sailing related unlocks. We've got one for a salvaging station, Gale Catcher, Eternal Brazier, Rosewood Cargo Hold and Rosewood Hull, Rosewood and Cotton Sails, and also for a Dragon Helm, Keel, Salvaging Hook, and Cannon. That means if you want to really upgrade your boat to the best parts all around, you're very likely to greenlog this page along the way. This next log page is an interesting one. You see there are 11 log slots classified as Ocean Encounters, but really it's just 11 different sized pearls. I assume Ocean Encounters are sort of random events that happen while out on the ocean, but I'm not entirely sure in what way we will get these pearls or what we can use them for. There's also 11 different items to collect on the Sailing Miscellaneous log page. The Dragon Metal Sheet is the first one, which is also on the Slayer log page, and as we already know, it's obtained from killing frost dragons and lava strike worms. Furthermore, there are dragon nails and cannonballs, there's an echo pearl, a swift albatross feather, a narwhal horn, ray barbs, a broken dragon hook, bottled storm, dragon cannon barrel, and finally an empty boat bottle. The next page is Sea Treasures, which has 17 new items to collect. I would assume a lot, if not all of this comes from salvaging. And this has 8 different pieces to a medallion, an inert sailor's amulet, a rusty locket, moldy block, dull knife, broken compass, rusty coin, broken sextant, moldy doll, and a smashed mirror. Of course, we are also getting one new skilling pet for sailing, which we already knew from the poll they ran on which pet we wanted to get, and this ended up being a sea turtle called Soup. And I don't know why, but I actually love that name, and hopefully I can get that one along the way to 99 sailing, as so far I only have the agility skilling pet on my account. I've already mentioned 3 of the new Slayer log page items with the Dragon Metal Sheet, the Horn of Plenty, and the Griffin Feather, but there's also one other new item, which is the Aquanite Tendon. This will be obtained by killing the new Aquanite Slayer monster, requiring level 78 Slayer to kill, and can be used alongside a Mithril bar to make an Aquanite Hopper. Now this will be a ranged offhand that will give you a 10% chance to duplicate a shot from any crossbow, so it'll be interesting to see how that new mechanic plays out. Last but not least, as we have arrived on the final log page with new items, there are 7 new items on the Miscellaneous log. One of them is a squid beak, but all other 6 seem to be new variants of the 3 big fish we've always had in the game. So much like how there's the big bass, swordfish, and shark, which are rare catches while fishing, there's now 6 more of these with the giant blue krill, golden haddock, orange fin, huge halibut, purple fin, and swift marlin. Honestly, I personally really like items like these big fish, and I'm actually pretty happy getting more of these and would love to see them apply these types of rare resources to other skills as well. So yeah, that is a lot of new items on the collection log, and I can't wait to log in on the 19th to grind my way through the new skill and new activities to obtain all of these, which I will definitely be making a few videos on as well. As everything is already added to the game right now, we can also see the new world map already, with all of the new oceans and islands to sail to, with the new icons of the different activities out on the ocean. Gets me so excited to just dive in and do the new skill. There will also be 4 new quests to complete that are currently grayed out on the quest list. Current Affairs, Pandemonium, Prying Times, and Troubled Tortugans. And the skill tab has already had its overall as well, featuring the new skill with the total level being moved to the bottom of the tab. In the sailing skill guide, we can see that at level 91 sailing, we'll be able to have a maximum of 5 different boats. There's an entire list of different ports we will have access to, starting at Port Sarum and the Pandemonium at level 1, all the way up to Lunar Isle at level 76, which, if you ask me, allows more room for high-level port expansions further down the line. There's also a list of mooring points, which includes a bunch of new islands that will have a certain sailing requirement to access, ranging from level 40 for the Dognose Island up to 87 for Grimstone. Each port listed earlier also has port tasks available that you can sign up for and complete, and at level 84 sailing you'll be able to take up to 5 different port tasks at a time. There are different ways to chart the sea, which fills the captain's log with information, different shipwrecks to salvage at, up to merchant shipwrecks that require 87 sailing. I've also already mentioned the 3 Barracuda trials earlier, so we've got those at level 30, 55 and 72 sailing. There's a list of core boat parts where rosewood and dragon parts will be best in slot at very high level sailing. And this also applies to boat facilities with a dragon cannon requiring 92 sailing and 84 construction. And last but not least, we can also see the crewmates we'll be able to hire on our ship, starting at level 40 sailing with Jobless Jim, and up to 95 sailing, which unlocks both Sailor Jacob and a limit of 5 different crewmates. It's probably a good thing that they have already added all these things 2 weeks ahead of the actual update, as people are finding certain bugs already. It appears as if the fires at Tempros got early access to the skill already, as they started spreading like crazy across the water. And with some shortcuts across water as well, it seems like you can currently take a quick trip all the way to Port Sarim. There are also a bunch of new clue steps being added with sailing, it seems, as a lot of people have already been getting these steps, which has unfortunately left them with uncompletable clues for now, which I'm sure will get solved. That's all I've got for you today. So many new things to obtain and grind for soon with the new skill being released in 2 weeks. I'm super excited for everything that's entering the game, and I can't wait to see everyone going at it on their boats, racing for those new high ranks on the high scores. Personally, I'm quickly going to finish maxing in the next few days so I can get a taste of the Maxscape for at least 1 week before the new skill comes out. So I'll talk to you all soon in the maxing video. Until then, have a good one and take care.